Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a Network 216 production of the Faithful Dogs podcast. I am Tyler Johnson, joined by Mr. Zach DeFranco, Eddie McDonald. Gentlemen, happy Victory Wednesday. How are you guys doing this evening?
Doing good. Doing good. Glad to be back. Last week was every week right now with my new job, we're all kind of in situations right now where it's been tough, but the show must go on. We're all going through things. So the Browns won. I was at the game. It was fun to watch live. Crowd was going crazy. Um just very excited right now. 5-3, tough division, but a lot of good football was played on Sunday. Eddie,
Eddie,
unmute
you're
your
muted, my
mic.
friend.
Eddie can't take a week off.
I take too many weeks off. But no, I'm chilling. The Browns won. They played dominant in all facets of the game. We thought it might be a letdown game. It wasn't. They came out and just smacked them around. Historic numbers, crazy numbers that I still can't believe I watched happen. And you were there live, Zach. That's sweet. I can't complain. And it's Ravens week. I'm real excited. I think this is going to go way differently than week 4. I don't know if we win it or not. We'll get to that, but it'll be way different. I'm excited for that.
And also to answer your question, Rocky Balboa, it is both.
It is both.
But mainly Victory Wednesday because we're gonna have a Browns versus Ravens pregame show, so we'll talk a lot more about those ugly rat birds then. But yeah, we're gonna enjoy some Victory Wednesday tonight. As always, guys, just take a second if you are watching us tonight on YouTube. Be sure to drop a like onto the video. Subscribe if you are brand new to Network 216, as we are trying to reach 3,000 subscribers now. Can't do it without your help. So again, you can subscribe for free. Also, if you are new around here and you want to join us on the Lockerverse app, feel free to join us in the Dog Pound Lounge. Send all your questions and comments, interact in there as well. And don't miss any episode of Quarterback Unplugged with Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson and his quarterback coach Quincy Avery. That's only available on the Lockerverse app. Completely free to download and to be a part of Lockerverse. So make sure you guys check it out. And since we don't have Jack tonight, I don't want to make sure I forget. As a reminder, the Faithful Dogs podcast at Network 216 is proud to be a partner of Homage Athletic Apparel. And right now, guys, there's a lot of great offers coming from Homage, especially with Black Friday right around the corner. You want to make sure you take advantage of that. If you are a brand new customer to Homage and you type in your email address upon your first order to subscribe to their updates, you will receive 15% off your first order. And right now, there actually is a great sale going on. It's called Better Than Black Friday Sale. You can get 15% off the purchase of 2 items or 25% off the purchase of 3 items. Now, there are some exclusions to that, but go to homage.com and, this is the perfect time to shop for Christmas. So make sure you take advantage of these great offers. You won't regret it. I promise you. Just used my Homage gift card last week that we had for a while. Took advantage of great online sales. So make sure you guys are taking advantage of them as well. Gentlemen, the Browns gave us a stress-free Sunday. Really weird to say that and actually be able to enjoy a Sunday Browns game because I can't enjoy an Ohio State game on Saturday anymore without feeling stressed. But the Browns won 27-0 on Sunday against the Cardinals, which, I know, Eddie, we talked about in the pregame show. You thought they were going to blow them out, which they did. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer. But ultimately, Zach, you were at the game. What were some of your takeaways from watching this performance in person?
Dude, it was just dominant from start to finish. Watching that defense we've had, those experiences with Bailey Zappi coming into our home and, beating us, and we're like, oh, Bill Belichick. But just watching that defense literally welcome Clayton Tune to the league with 17 passing yards, their offense being held to 41 rushing yards. It's something that, this is why you went out and you got Jim Schwartz. This is why you went out and you shored up your defensive tackles, your defensive line. It's why you have a great secondary and you added to it with using Grant Delpit in the way he's supposed to be used, adding Juan Thornhill as your coverage safety and a vocal leader in that defensive back room as well. It just showed. And, when the defense is playing well, the offense can feed off of that. When the offense is playing well, the defense feeds off of it too. And you're just seeing it on the sidelines. Just the team is just excited and hyped. Having Watson back, you could just tell that team's chemistry was just back. Watson, I mean, obviously it took some time, but towards the second half, when he started making those nice throws, those 2 to Cooper, the stadium was electric. It just seemed like we can get their kind of atmosphere the entire game from start to finish. And I think honestly, I loved hearing it. Fans really thought it could have been more. It could have been a bigger blowout. I mean, if the offense didn't start off so slow, we could have put up more than 27 points, I feel like, on Sunday. But they're happy. Fans are happy. The team looked ecstatic on the sidelines, man. It was just overall just a fun atmosphere. I've had too many walk of shame from that stadium. And that was probably one of my favorite experiences at that stadium, for real.
Yeah, the defense was all over the place, and they led the way. They had a bad taste in their mouth, like Kevin Stefanski said after the Seattle loss. They came back and put that completely behind them and just had one of the most dominating performances that we'll ever see. And 58 total yards of offense the Cardinals had. I know they're 1-7, but they're a scrappy bunch. They were with the Ravens the week prior, and they were hanging tough with them for a good bulk of that game till the Ravens, were the Ravens. But the Browns didn't allow them to run a play inside their 40. So all they got was a max of 60 yards, and that's not even what they got total. So that's all they could get. And that was just a dominating. Amari Cooper had more yards on 5 catches, 139 yards, than the Cardinals did with 48 plays ran and 58 yards. That is insane.
Yeah.
That is insane. That is insane. It was great. Like you said, Tyler, stress-free. There was not one time where I was just like, oh, great, here we go again. From start to finish, it was just like, all right, cool. All right, offense is going to sputter a little bit. We get that defense. Boom, 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 boom. 7 sacks total, 2 picks, a fumble. Loved it. You couldn't ask for anything better.
And I think one of the biggest things, and I think Tyler hit on it on Twitter and in our group chats and stuff, no turnovers. 0 turnovers on offense. A clean football game, dude, all around. It finally looked like the cohesive unit that we saw against Tennessee, kind of coming back around and, kicking the wheels a little bit again against Arizona. And I mean, I thought we were going to have to wait till Baltimore to see Watson. I am very happy that we kind of were able to get him going in Arizona to kick off this next week against Baltimore.
Yeah. And I it's actually going to bring up the next question here. I mean, Eddie, you heard me talk. I probably talked about it ad nauseum. I didn't need Deshaun Watson to light it up on Sunday. I needed him to play the entire game, which he didn't, but it was for good reason. I need him to not turn the ball over. And, I expected him to look a little rusty. That happened on Sunday. All of that happened on Sunday. And, I want to get your guys' thoughts on his performance because I know there are people saying, well, he's got to hit those short throws. He does. But what's really encouraging, that deep ball is there. That deep ball that we have not seen much of since he has been here, that is back. And if that is back, Deshaun Watson is on his way to being the guy that was in Houston. Because you have a guy, Deshaun Watson, the biggest thing that he does is extend plays. And he did it on Sunday. He's going to have to do it this weekend. That's what makes Deshaun Watson the elite quarterback that people have seen. There are not many quarterbacks that can, when they leave the pocket, can extend a play and can make anybody get open. The pass to Jerome Ford is a great example. It didn't look like much. The reason that happened, because Deshaun Watson created that play, and then Ford got open off of it and played well off of Watson. So I just want to get your guys' thoughts on his performance. I know there are people that wanted to see a little bit more, but you know what? I'm going to take that performance, and I think it's a very positive performance from Watson on Sunday.
I thought it was a great performance. We just said we needed above average. Just be better than what PJ Walker has been, even though PJ Walker was winning games. But we needed to see better than that, and we did. There was no expectations, really. We said on the pregame show and then on the postgame show, and there's a comment in here about it. He got his swagger back. He had that little first down run where he juked and shimmied a little bit. And then once he got up, he realized he's like, oh, I'm really Deshaun Watson. Okay. Had that grin on his face, did his first down celebration, and then was just the rest of the second half was just boom. Everything was fantastic. You couldn't have asked for better from him. We're not going to get 450 and 3 touchdowns every week, We did get 470 and 5 from CJ Stroud, so shout out to him in Ohio State. But Deshaun played exactly how you needed him to play, especially in his first game back. I don't care who it was against, the 1-7 Cardinals or the Eagles or the Chiefs, whoever it is. You have to play well, and they did. And some of those throws that he had, especially that one to Ford, the couple to Cooper, the one to Cooper where Cooper just boom puts his hands out, doesn't have to
bread basket,
hands, boom. And had it not been for Buda Baker getting the legs, then he would have scored on that.
And so, I love the fact that, I mean, early on in the game, you weren't taking many shots because Stefanski wanted to ease into it. The game plan was just perfect from start to finish as well. And I don't think a lot of people are not giving enough credit to Kevin Stefanski this season in general. In my opinion, they just aren't. I mean, I came into this year, you guys can vouch, I was 50-50 on Kevin. And I think the Browns, at this point, you're talking extension for this guy, man. You're talking possibly coach of the year conversation. Like, he is just, dude, obviously, yes, this defense is huge. Adding Jim Schwartz was huge. But, I mean, this offense has just been putting up points, even with PJ Walker, finding ways to win with PJ Walker. Deshaun is starting to kind of click more and more. The injuries are unfortunate. That's part of the game. But then when you let your quarterback in that moment, when he hit that breadbasket throw, draw up those plays with your wide receiver one, because they're seeing something on defense. They're reading the defense. And that's what Deshaun told us before the year. Stefanski and AVP, they're giving me the keys. That's what he means. Like, they're going to let us go out there and, okay, we see something we like, a matchup we like, something they're giving us all game. Let's take that shot. We're up 20-0. Let's take that shot. And honestly, because of that play, I hit 2 of my parlays. So I'm happy, I'm a happy guy, dude. I'm happy for that. It's exciting. It's exciting.
Cooper and Watson were in sync at all times. So Cooper went over a couple of times and hey, you can see him point. Obviously, I couldn't see what he said, but pointing like, hey, if we go do, and then okay, let's try that. Boom, right in your hands, and then it set up another touchdown. But I love what I saw, and I need someone this week against the Ravens, other than Amari Cooper, to be the second receiver, because a lot of guys got a lot of passes. There was guys that got 3 and 4 catches, but they weren't a lot of yards. But we need someone to just take that next level. But Amari Cooper proved yet again why he is a wide receiver one, and Deshaun Watson proved that what he can be if given the right situation.
And I do want to say one more thing, because after that throw, you guys couldn't see it probably on TV. Deshaun's reaction was, dude, I think that's a big reason why the crowd at the game got hyped up. He made that throw, and as he's throwing it, he's kind of like Steph Curry when he shoots a three. He's like, he's running and watching it. He's throw that ball, he's running and watching it. As soon as it hits Cooper in the breadbasket, him and Kevin Stefanski do the dopest dap up I've ever seen from a QB and a coach, dude. And it's just like that Tennessee play, where he made that big throw to Amari Cooper and they're celebrating. You saw that again out of them. And for all that speculation of, oh, they're not going to work together, blah, blah, blah. Dude, when they're grooving together, it's unmatched chemistry that you see. And I got to see it live, and I got to see that. And as a fan, you're like, that's something we haven't seen since '99, dude. We haven't. So I just wanted to point that out.
Dude, it absolutely, Kevin Stefanski, I've defended Stefanski for a while, and there's no one that has dealt with more, maybe at the time as an NFL head coach tenure, than Kevin Stefanski has dealt with. And this man has a winning record as Browns head coach. He's got a winning record this year. He's won games with PJ Walker as his quarterback. And they have overcome as much adversity as you can. Let's read an interesting stat here. So Deshaun Watson as the Browns starter at home, the Browns are 4-1. They are outscoring teams 101-26.
Jeez.
And you know what's crazy about that? We haven't even seen the best of Watson. That no longer is it. Kevin Stefanski has created an environment where teams cannot walk into Cleveland and it's a guaranteed win.
Yep.
The Browns, when people, we say the secondary is the lockdown by the lake. The Browns have the lake on lockdown. The opponent is coming into Cleveland right now and beating the Browns. The Browns are undefeated this year at home.
No, they're not.
Baltimore.
Crap.
Baltimore
Took me a minute. That's
which I'm sorry, but we don't know what could have happened if we were fully healthy. That game was just thrown. That whole team was just kind of thrown out of the loop from your quarterback being told at 10:30 a.m. like, "Hey, Deshaun can't go. You got to go." Your defense, for the first time, being hit in the mouth with adversity and being gassed. We're gonna see this Sunday. And we'll get into it. But that game, I mean, you never know what could have happened. Baltimore's a great football team. Baltimore's a great football team. So I'm not gonna say it still would have been a win for us at home, but you just never know.
They might be the AFC right now. They might be.
Yeah, they could be.
I think, Tyler, you said that too. They might be the best football team in the AFC. They might be the best team in the NFL.
I said even the NFL, because I don't know if there's a team right now that's playing better. I say the Eagles, but I'm talking from a domination standpoint. It is Baltimore's on fire right now. Another stat I want to bring up on Watson, because then we do want to move on, talk a little bit about Baltimore before we do our picks, just because obviously it's a little bit of a shorter show this week, just because we're exhausted. I'm just being honest with you guys in the chat. We're just exhausted. The Browns are 5-3 this year. They've gone 2-2 without Watson. Now, Watson's last two starts, so Arizona and Tennessee. Deshaun Watson is 48 of 63. That's a 76.1 completion percentage. 508 yards, 4 touchdowns, and the Browns have outscored their opponents in those two games 54-3. Just had to read that off because it's truly just remarkable.
And I like those stats because that just shows, when both sides of the ball for the Browns are clicking and what could possibly happen. What we could see consistently. Like, obviously it's the NFL and it's a week by week thing. Anything can happen. I mean, look, we saw the Panthers beat the Texans 2 weeks ago, and I didn't expect that.
Hey, the Cardinals beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's the NFL. There's still professional athletes. You're playing against the best athletes in the world, so you never know what can happen. But this team, when they're both clicking and they're feeding off of each other, this is a Super Bowl roster. It is a Super Bowl contending roster, a deep playoff push roster if you want to go a little bit lighter. But it's just so crazy to say that, since 99, like, we can really honestly say this is the best cohesive unit we've ever seen.
And on top of that, real quick as well, you have to keep in mind, you mentioned Houston losing to Carolina. We should be sending Bryce Young a fruit basket because that might turn out to be a pretty helpful win to the Browns, because that game, when they go back to Houston, that might have playoff implications by that point. It really might. Houston, with CJ Stroud leading them, we'll see. I'm sure they'll talk about tomorrow night on the NFL show a little bit, but Houston's a team to watch out for.
I like what they're doing now.
CJ Stroud's got them playing really well. So,
but not only is it just the two offensive and defensive, it's special teams too. We finally have a kicker. I know he missed this past weekend, but he's not going to make everything. He made 9 in a row at that point. I think it was 9 in a row or 8 in a row. Some good number, which we have not seen. Okay. What's it? Okay, he's allowed to miss. But then Bojorquez was punting well. I think he was like a 58-yard average or 59-yard average or something on. I think they punted 6 times or 7 times, however many times it was. How do you pronounce the dude's name that was returning?
Corey Bojorquez.
No, not the kicker, not the punter.
Prochet.
Yeah, him.
Oh, James Prochet the second. Yeah,
he was lighting it up. That's something we're not used to. Like, he got DPJ's number, and then everyone's like, "Oh, it's weird seeing that number not be DPJ." He did better than DPJ already in the return game. He got positive yards a lot of time, and
in DPJ's defense, he was never supposed to be a punt returner.
No, he was not. But just the fact that they have the same number and they're doing the same thing basically, and they provided a spark. I don't know if they signed him this week or if they plan to.
They signed to the active roster. Yep.
So I didn't see that. So good. That's good because we haven't had good special teams either. The past few years, like, the offense would be good, the defense would be bad. The defense would be good, the offense would be bad. The special team just Now it's not it's solid.
Yeah. The big question going into Baltimore, because like I said, we'll talk a little bit about Baltimore. Jed Wills is out for 6 weeks at least, it sounds like. Also, glad that he is going to come back at some point. Jed Wills had finally been finding a groove. DeJuan Jones might not be playing this week. They really don't know if DeJuan's going to play after. not only the shoulder injury, but his knee injury. You could potentially be down 2 tackles. So against Baltimore, how confident are you that this Browns offensive line can protect Deshaun Watson against the team that leads the NFL in sacks?
That's a tall order.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still hopeful DeJuan Jones can play.
If he plays, is he going to be right or left?
He's going to be right.
He's going to be right tackle, and Hudson's going to play left. Today, the reason Hudson said that, Hudson ended up playing right, and then Christian, whatever that last dude's name is, ended up playing left tackle.
Okay. So I didn't see any like Browns Twitter stuff today, really. I was on the road for work.
DeJuan just didn't practice, so that's why that happened. But
if he plays, I'll be a lot more confident.
Yeah. Because, I mean,
100%.
It still stinks that, your left tackle, with how tough I've been on Jed Wills, the last few games, dude, he stepped up. He stepped up big time. And after seeing him go down, you could just tell. Like, a lot of people think he doesn't care. After seeing that, you could tell how much this dude cares about the game and everything.
How much his teammates care about him.
Exactly. So, I mean, he just shows it differently, man. Everyone's different,
Yeah.
But it's tough. It was tough to see. Thank God it wasn't anything more serious than it's just MCL sprain and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, Hudson.
I'm not mad at Hudson. Like I think he.
Jerron Christian is his name, so my apologies.
I've
known the dude for 3 days. Like I've heard the name. I don't know anything about him. That's it.
That's all right. That's all right to admit. When you don't know something, you're allowed to say, "Hey, I don't know that." Like it's all right. Like
hey, I try not to show that because there's always going to be that one. There's always that one person that's going to comment and be like, "Bruh."
Yeah, I'll tell him that.
You should know that.
Right. You don't have to. I'll tell him that.
Dude, it's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Also, I love this name. Does it matter? Yep, Jerron Christian. Yep.
It does matter, actually. I love that. That's a great name. There's always great comments.
So in going into Baltimore, guys, I mean, here's a good question. The Browns defense struggled against Baltimore, okay, when they came to Cleveland. There could be a number of factors why that was. But one thing Baltimore has done the last couple of weeks, they're just running the ball at absolute will on teams. Gus Edwards is on a tear. Are you confident this Browns run defense can hold up against this offense? And the reason I say this, Baltimore's not running the ball like they used to. They're running it in 11 personnel, basically using 3 wide receivers and running it out of shotgun now. So it's different the way that it used to be. Do you think this defense can hold up enough to keep the Browns offense in this game? Because I think that's the biggest problem. Can this defense hold up against Lamar, who torched the Browns earlier this season for 4 touchdowns?
I'm confident in it because I think they're going to build off last week. That is almost a perfect performance as you can come up with in the NFL because I don't think there's anything such thing as perfect, but that's as close to perfect as that defense could have got. And now they're motivated because week 4 when they played Baltimore, your starting quarterback's not playing, but you're not going to know that for 2.5 hours before the game starts. So just so you know, so you're going to have this rookie 5th round draft pick starting for you. Oh, and he's going to be terrible because the Ravens defense is good. So there you go. You have that going for you. I think it's going to be completely different. So the defense was on the field a lot that time. I think the Browns are going to be able to sustain drives and keep Lamar off the field. And that's a big component of this game because Lamar's going to get his regardless. We all know that. But we have to force him into a mistake. And this defense can do that, even if they're running it. But the key to their running game is they'll throw it on first down now because they will get in third and short situations, and that opens it up, their playbook up tremendously because it's obviously probably going to be a pass, but then Lamar can make it something else, or he can dump it off late to one of his backs and be like, all right, here we go, and he's out. So how the Browns get him on first down, and Casey Kimmin wrote about this in more depth for Dog Pound Daily. So if they can get him off the field and they can get the Ravens off the field on third down, they'll be a success. So I do think that they can, I don't know necessarily stop the run because the Ravens are real good at running the football too. I do have confidence in them from building from last week, no matter the circumstances, to slow down this offense, I guess I should say. The running attack, excuse me.
Mm-hmm. And this is why you went out and shored up the defensive line. I mean, and then on top of that, because of that defensive line, you got linebackers that are flying around the ball now as well. So it's going to be a battle. It 100% is. They have, I guess you can say, like, for sure they have a 3-headed monster running the ball, but you can say 4 because Keaton Mitchell is coming out of nowhere. Lamar Jackson, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill. Like they can run the ball all game if they really wanted to. I gotta check real quick because I think they ran the ball for over almost 300 yards against the Seahawks. So, dude, they're
good.
Seahawks are a good team too.
And the Ravens boat race them, and the Lions, and us as well. So like the Ravens are no joke. And they, I was just reading something earlier about Patrick Queen and someone else, Roquan Smith. Yeah, they were talking. I was reading the article, what they said, and they weren't like really trash talking. Roquan Smith really was trash talking last time, but now he says they're coming to their house, and it's just there's something about this game that's different than that last time. But like you said, Zach, that's why they got the defensive line. That's why they got all this defensive help for games just like this, crucial AFC North games against Lamar Jackson. Can't get better than that. Like, can't get better.
Yeah, Stefanski has won 1 game against Lamar.
Stefanski, that's all right.
Let's see what happens on Sunday. That brings it to this question because then we're going to get into our picks as well. Browns and Ravens, what happens on Sunday? What is your prediction? I'll give Jack's real quick since Jack has not joined us. Jack has the Browns in this game. Not have a score, but Jack went 1-3 last week, and now he is 16-20 on the year.
I had the Browns and Ravens splitting each on the road before the season.
Thanks,
started.
Brian. Kevin Stefanski has been fantastic, but let's bring up that one stat every time, dude. Okay.
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't read that, or like
I'm sorry, dude. Sometimes things I just see stupid things and I just have to say something.
No, I understand. I do that too. I try to be more reserved about it these days, but there is times I'll be like, "That's stupid. Like that is absolutely stupid. Please don't say that around me." And whatever. But I had them initially, the Ravens winning in Cleveland and Cleveland winning in Baltimore. Before the season, so and I think that still holds true, especially now. Deshaun looks good for the most part. He's not coming into his first game against this second-ranked defense. That's what I was getting at. The second-ranked defense versus the first-ranked defense. The Browns first, Ravens second. It's going to be a hard-hitting affair, but I got the Browns. I don't know an exact score. I got them by 3. I sort of want to do 3.
Okay.
I sort of want to say by 3.5, but I'll go 3. I think I said it last time too, and obviously didn't come out that way, but I think it comes down to which team has the ball last and which kicker gets to kick the ball. And I think whoever wins this, I think it's going to be on the foot of Justin Tucker or Dustin Hopkins. So whoever has that ball last, I think gets to go down and score and win.
Man, dude, to think he's not Justin Tucker, but that's crazy to think about that. Like, dude, we actually have a kicker that can win us a football game. That's weird. Anyway, All right, Zach, what do you got?
God, see, I'm dude, this one's tough. I do think it just this game. I think our defense is consistent. I mean, this is another tough game. I think the last time we faced them was a fluke just because of the situation. Like I said, I think our defense alone not even just stops the run, but just stops Lamar. That is literally just the head of the dragon, basically, for the Ravens offense. If he's on, good luck. When he's playing at his level, he's an MVP talk every single season.
Absolutely.
I do think
MVP consideration now, honestly.
100%. Yeah,
he might be the favorite for MVP now.
I think so.
That argument.
I do agree with Eddie though, and I think what we're gonna see though is a Watson come out and want to ball against Lamar, and Lamar wants to ball against Watson, just like they did when the Louisville Clemson days. I think they're gonna want to put on a show, dude. I think you're gonna see a game like that. I don't know if it's gonna be a shootout in the passing game type of game, but they're just gonna want to play their best against each other, and I think the Browns have the edge just because of, the momentum from last week.
Mhm.
I think it's going to be a super close game, though. I got Browns 21, Ravens 17. And
time to kill the mood here. Oh,
I mean,
All right.
Tyler, up until like the other night, dude, I had to try to talk myself into this decision. Dude, the Ravens are one of the best teams in football, if not the best team in football. But this is the time to really cement the Browns season right now and kind of keep pushing.
It's a huge game. I mean, if the Ravens win this game, they win the AFC North.
Yeah.
I just want everyone to know this is not do or die, but what Zach is saying is correct, but it's not doom and gloom if we lose. It's still above 500.
Yeah.
There's still a chance to correct action next week, the week after, but we can't get to next week till we go to this week. But I don't want anyone to say, oh, we lost, the season's over, or whatever in the division. No, because we already heard that earlier this season. Oh, the season's over because this, and then the Browns win 2 in a row. Oh, whoa, the defense, not whatever. But it's not doom and gloom. I promise it'll be fine if we lose. I hope we do not hope we smack the hell out of these guys.
We're projected to lose this game. So
good.
Out there pretty much. No, that's what I'm saying. So like anyone that freaks out season's over, you're projected to lose this game.
All right.
Okay.
A lot of other good teams are going to lose this weekend too.
100%. I honestly just think Lamar is the Browns' kryptonite. Ben Roethlisberger was for years, unfortunately. I think Lamar is too. And Baltimore, man, when you have a hot team like this, and not only if this was in Cleveland, I actually would be more confident, but it's in Baltimore. And I just think the way they're playing right now, I think Watson is going to come out and play pretty well. I do. I'm worried about the protection. I'm worried about the offensive line, how they're going to protect him in this game, because he still is not 100%. Okay. Like he isn't. That's just where we're at. He's not going to probably be 100% all year. So it's going to be very difficult to run the ball against this Ravens defense. We already know that. I just think this Ravens offense is too much. I think the Browns have a good defense. I think Lamar himself is just way too much. And this Ravens offense is clicking. I see the spread is at 6. The Ravens are going to cover that. I got the Ravens 30, the Browns 20. Really hope I'm wrong. And maybe by Sunday morning, I'll change my mind. But as of right now, I said we're going to lose to San Francisco.
That's true.
San Francisco. So maybe, you know what? Reverse psychology here. All right. Do you want me to read off Jack's picks real quick?
That's fine.
Towers. Okay. So Jack has for this week, he has the Lions, the Buccaneers, and the 49ers. So the Lions are taking on the Chargers. Tampa Bay is taking on the Titans. And he has the 49ers are taking on Jacksonville. Wow, he picked some difficult games there. Okay. All right, Eddie, what do you like this week?
Packers over Steelers. That's first and foremost. Packers over Steelers in Pittsburgh.
Wow. Okay.
The Packers defense is too good for that terrible offense. Instead of terrible talents, terrible offense from now on. Terrible offense because they're awful. So I'm taking the Packers.
They're fine.
When you go to Pittsburgh, it's like there's just a curse over that stadium for whoever plays there, and they just find a way to win.
It irritates me.
It does. Me too. All right, Zach. Your record is 25-11, by the way.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Heck yeah. Oh man. Okay. Lions over Chargers. I think the Chargers are one of the most overrated teams in the AFC this year.
They are. No, I agree. They are.
They are.
They absolutely do. And I don't even know what happened to Justin Herbert. He used to be good, but
it's fingers broken. I'm not going to put it all on Justin Herbert, but
I mean, it's his coach more than anything.
But injury. I thought it was just an excuse.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna pick the Thursday night game.
Oh.
Give me the Fighting Tyson Badgetts,
dude.
The Carolina Panthers in Chicago. I got the Bears.
I love how bad Thursday Night Football's been this year right now, dude.
Oh. All primetime games suck this week. All primetime games suck this week.
They didn't want to see Deshaun Watson in primetime, so they kept Jets and Raiders. Thanks.
Tell me Browns Ravens like Sunday Night Football wouldn't have been a great game this weekend, dude.
Oh, what if? They're stupid. I don't. They just
I don't like
want to
staying up late
fine.
anyways.
Stay under the radar.
I don't want to stay
That's
up
fine.
late. Yeah.
But Tyler Bagent, he played in the same conference that I went to school in for college. So he was in the PSAC. And I wasn't there. It was after me, obviously. I graduated in 13. He graduated last year or something. But he's like the D2, like the man of D2. Like he has like every record you can think of and all this stuff. So I like that pick. I just hate that game. I hate the way that's going to be the game that's on tomorrow night.
Watch it. Just for the record, I'm gonna be watching Ted Lasso. So
that's a great show.
Yeah, just started it.
Oh, even better. You're in for a great ride. I'm going Titans over Bucks though. I'm going Will Levis.
Okay.
I had to pick him up in fantasy this week for Tua, who has a bye, so I'm going Will Levis to beat Baker. But I feel for Baker. Baker had a great drive last week that everyone thought would win the game, and CJ Stroud's like, "No, I remember when you planted that flag at the same, even though they weren't there at the same. I remember you planted that flag. I'm gonna go do something about it." He did it. And so I'm going to take Will Levis in the Titans.
All right.
So did Jack pick the 49ers over the Jags?
He did.
I'm going to take the Jags over the 49ers.
I like it.
Oh, okay. I love it.
Hmm.
Let's see. I like a bounce back this week for Seattle. Washington, man, is still somehow sneaking there. Sam Howell, second in the NFL in passing yards.
Jeez.
They might have found their quarterback in Washington. Get them a good head coach, and they might, with some of the draft picks they're going to have.
They got the enemy right there, dude.
Huh?
They got the enemy right there.
Coach. He said good head coach, not offensive coordinator.
I got Seattle over Washington. All right, Eddie, you're up.
I'm going to go Saints over Vikings. I like this matchup a lot. That if the Browns and Ravens weren't playing at this time, I would definitely tune into this game. Find a way to tune into. I think they're both interesting teams, and the way Josh Dobbs played last week, that was inspiring. It was sort of like the Baker Mayfield game last year in LA, and Dobbs went in there and just handled business and was like, "All right, cool, I'm a pro. This is what I do," and basically won them the game. But I like the Saints. I think their defense is a little bit tougher, a little bit more stingier. So I think I'm gonna go with them, and I need Alvin Kamara to just do a lot of things, like score touchdowns.
All right. This one can go either way for me, but I am gonna ride with the new look Raiders. I'm going Raiders over Jets. I think the Jets are they're too inconsistent on offense. Zach Wilson can't figure out if he wants to be good or not. So I'm just gonna go Raiders over Jets, even though I think the Jets defense is a lot better.
What's crazy is the Raiders win there at 500 after everything they've dealt with. That is not. That is absolutely.
And they're
nuts.
smoking cigars in the locker room, bro.
I love it. I love that. Good for them. Get Josh McDaniels, one of the worst coaches that we've seen, the hell out of here. Quit giving him chances. He's not Bill Belichick. He can't do the Patriot way. Get him the hell out of here.
So I went back and forth on this one, and the reason I went back and forth is I thought about picking the Cincinnati-Houston game, but I feel like it's an obvious that Cincinnati's going to win because they're on fire right now. There's no other way around it. I'm going to go a different route here. The new Call of Duty comes out this weekend.
Yep.
Returns. So, have Atlanta coming. They don't play Bijan Robinson at all. They don't give him the football, which Arthur Smith should be fired just for a let alone not getting him the football. I'm going with the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals in Arizona over Atlanta. Cardinals play tough. They get Kyler Murray back. I don't know what Kyler Murray's going to look like, but at the same time, they play tough, man. And James Conner might come off IR. Give me the Cardinals.
Okay, that's bold. I like that.
Cincinnati's too easy. Listen, nothing against Stroud. I just think Cincinnati's they're good. So I don't want to make too obvious of a pick this time.
I really want to say Broncos over Bills with all my heart, but I cannot.
I'll be honest. We need the Broncos to lose this week, win next week, and then when we play them, obviously, that's going to be a tougher game than we'll get to that eventually. But that's going to be a tougher game than we think. It's not easy winning it, huh?
We need the Broncos to beat the Bills so they can both be below us still.
Yeah, no, exactly. So wrapping things up, boys. Before I close my eyes, is there anything else you guys want to add?
Dog Chug, 10 p.m. Victory Chug.
You hopping on that too?
Roger, Zach, Andy. I believe Chuck is coming for Guards Corner. So
oh my goodness, yeah, Chuck!
Oh my goodness!
There's a new skipper.
Tell us who our new manager is, since no one knows. Yeah.
I know who that is, but I don't know much about him. But Chuck will give us that, and I can't think of who their other guest is. We had Dog Chug 10 p.m. Amish.com too.
Good call. I was gonna say that, but you took it from me. That works. That's less than I have.
Keep saying Amish. Also for a whole hour on a show one day.
Dude, hey, less I have to say. That's fine with me. Always fine with me. All right.
Browns can win 3 of the next 4. There you go. You heard it here first.
What if they won all 4?
I'd poop myself.
That'd be amazing.
Although I will say this, I was going to say on Dog Chug, but if the Browns beat the Ravens this week, I'll go on every Brown show that we have on this network and chug a beer maybe not on the actual show, or I'd send the video for it at least because
okay.
Tuesday's darkly, but if the Browns beat the Ravens this week, when again no one's really giving them a chance, I'll go on this show, the Dog Chug, Barking Browns, and the Yard Dogs, and chug a beer on each of those shows. There we go.
Okay. All right, man. It's going to be a fun week. It's, by the way, since we're not obviously going to be recording on on Saturday, give a shout out and just thank you to all of those who have served this country. We really appreciate all of your service, all of our veterans out there. If any of you guys are in the chat and you're a veteran, thank you so much. Not only for supporting our channel, but for serving our country. So thank you guys so much. Just want to make sure we were covering that because I know I got family members that have served and always something I take seriously. All right, boys. As we're wrapping things up here, thank you guys for tuning into this episode of the Faithful Dogs podcast. And we will be back. Network 216 will be back at 11 o'clock on Sunday for your Browns versus Ravens pregame show. We will talk to you all again soon. Remember, as Eddie said, Dog Chug at 10 o'clock. Baby.
Go Browns.
Like, comment, sub. Jack's not here, so I have to do it. So like the video and sub to the channel. Go Browns.